All right, everyone, welcome here to a replay cast. This match took place a couple of days ago. I believe it was played at the end of last weekend. We have this was a one-game scrim session between Hex on the Legion side and Donkey Kong on the Hellborn side. So we have the bands, initial blind bands almost completed here. We have Sir Bensington, Ophelia, and Electrician, banned out by Hex. Draconis, Puppet Master, and Swiftblade getting banned out here by Donkey Kong. So quite the mixture of bans. We see primarily carries with that jungling Draconis, banned out here from Donkey Kong. The Ophelia, an Initiator, an Electrician, and a tri-lane option of Sir Bensington getting banned out here from Hex. So a lot of targeted bans there. We are going to see the first pick come out here for the Legion side, which will be Moira. They will pick up their support option here, which I'm expecting that to be played by Duder. So once again, if you didn't catch the scrims from last week, Fa, who is Eula Booster 1, is replacing Whoop here on the on Hex. He is their carry player now, and that means that uh, Donkey Kong has a open slot here, and they picked up Probusk, who has come back to Han. So we see Fa here on Hex and Probusk on Donkey Kong. We're going to see the Aluna and the Sandwraith come out here from Donkey Kong, so they're going to show their carry option in the early pick stage here, as they actually don't get another pick before the ban. So I think they wanted to secure that Sandwraith pick going up against the Moira. It is pretty interesting that they do pick up their carry pretty early on in the draft. But my guess was that they were expecting it to get banned away. So they wanted to pick it up before they couldn't grab it any longer. We're going to see the Cthulhu fall into the Cersei. So Hex will pick up a second support here. And they will counterpick that Sandwraith very early on in the draft, which I do like that decision coming out from Hex, as they still haven't showed a second support to pick up that counter in Cersei. I think that gives them a big drafting edge here, all ready to start things off in the first pick wave. And they have that strong laning option in Cthulhu where he can not only be played in a duo lane, but he can also go into either the short or the long lane and be played in more of that solo role. So I'm already liking the draft here from the side of the Legion, but they do also have one more pick so far. We will now see the second wave of bans taking place. I'm gonna make sure to get this command in there before I see some pauses later. So we have Kronos, Dr. Repulsor, and Calamity going to get banned out here from Donkey Kong. Pebbles, Pharaoh, and Moraxis banned out from Hex. So Hex bans out 3 initiators. They are still lacking an initiator. And we see Donkey Kong getting rid of the the carry options, as well as the heroes that Fa likes to play, the Doctor Repulsor and the Kronos, the Calamity against Zanuki, as they still have not picked up a mid. So some strong bans from both sides. The Pebbles is a hero that Donkey Kong likes to run quite frequently. The Pharaoh, another global hero, or almost global with the hook. I wouldn't call it global, but great synergy with the Sandwraith. The Moraxis, very good counter in the laning phase to Moira. So a hard hero to deal with. We're going to see the Lord Sulfuras and Monarch come out here from Donkey Kong. They will pick up another support. The Monarch is interesting because it is a bit more defensive with the Sandwraith, but they do have the Aluna already picked up. So they do have one aggressive support, and I'm guessing they picked that up for the stun removal. There is lots of disables here on the first couple of picks. And we're going to see the Forsaken Archer and the Wretched Hag get picked up on the last two picks here for Hex. So they're going to pick up two more cores. They're going to be running a duo core with the Forsaken Archer and the Hag and have Cthulhuphant on that position 3. And we're actually going to see Snooki play the Cthulhuphant here, and Azov will be playing the Hag. The final pick will go to Donkey Kong, where they will pick up the Fade. So they do have some more synergy with the Sandwraith, but the issue I have here with the lineup is that they essentially have 3 supports. I'm not expecting Fade to get a lot of farm this game, but we'll have to see if the laning stage that they set up gets Fade a good start. He is going to be playing more of that farming role, which I've never typically been a fan of Fade in more of that farming role, just because I feel like he doesn't farm very well in the lane, and also he spends a lot of his time running around invis, setting up ganks. So I feel like his GPM will stay relatively low, which is why you generally see Fade played more as a support. So perhaps they are trying this out, but I have my doubts, because whenever I see a farming Fade, it generally doesn't do too well. So Snooki not going to be playing mid this game. We're going to see Hag playing mid. Very flexible players here on Hex. Going to see the Forsaken Moira lane in the short lane. Cersei going to be that second support, with Cthulhuphant going up against Sandwraith and Monarch. Lord Selforus, being played by Busk, will go up against Hag. We talked about the Fade duo lane with Aluna. This lane is quite strong though once it gets a couple of levels. I'm going to be interested to see if Fade specs his Shadow Walk. I think he can disjoint Shards of Harkon with that, if I'm not mistaken. It's a spell that has some weird interactions. It disjoints lots of targeted spells, but heroes like Voodoo Jester can still Acid Cocktail stun you, which to me doesn't really make a whole lot of sense. But anyway, that will be the lane setups for both teams. The Cersei is not the most aggressive of supports. So normally we see Cthulhuphants laned with double nuking secondary supports, and they have lots of kill potential. I feel like with a Cersei it's going to be somewhat lacking in the kill department, but they will be definitely looking to contest Sandwraith's farm and slow him down. So Wretched Hag versus Lord is an interesting matchup. I feel like both of these heroes are going to get pretty decent farm. Right now, Hag pushed the creep wave in favor of Lord, so he has a bit of a better start, but we'll see how well Lord farms in his tower. Lots of harass coming out from Hag with the Haunt. She's even going to skip the Flash for now. The Flash of Darkness. So I think the lane that we're most likely going to see a kill happen could be in the bottom lane. Shards of Harkon gets put out onto Forsaken Archer. The double stun happens. There's the crippling volley. Iron Shield is picked up on the Fade. And this is what happens when you run a farming Fade against 2 ranged heroes. You just eat so much harass. So we already see 12-0 Forsaken against 4-0 Fade. It's really hard for Fade to contest the farm. He has to really get up there in the face. But it was a nice double stun from Vile. Hag is 12-3 against 11-2 Lord. She's going to get the bottle a little bit quicker than Lord. She will get the first rune of the game, which is Haste. That is arguably the most frustrating rune to get, to play against rather, as a mid player. Because this Haste rune almost guarantees that the 4-minute rune goes to the Hag, unless the team camps the runes. In the bot lane, we have the Bloodlust happening. They actually get the kill onto Moira, and Fa will get the return kill. Meanwhile, in the top lane, we have some action. Bunny Lover gets low on the Monarch, and they're going to turn it around and get the kill on the Sandwraith. I didn't see if they had a Dust or anything. Cersei actually doesn't have her Deceive, so they did the right thing in going for the kill on the Cersei. Cthulhu just a bit too tanky with the Iron Shield. So we had 2 kills happen in the bot lane, and 1 kill happen up in the top lane. So pretty even in last hits and mid still. Sandwraith 13 and 6, 11 and 1 Cthulhu. Cthulhu's done pretty well, but Sandwraith is also doing a good job of getting the last hits. Forsaken though, she is more or less free farming despite being in a 2 versus 1 situation. So she has done excellent in last hitting. She is the current top farmer in the game, and that is despite the Bloodlust going, well, the Bloodlust went to Luna, so going to the secondary support. The 4-minute rune will spawn regen for Hag. We see him haste down there. Neither team is camping the runes on the side lane, so this will automatically go to Hag. And they don't have vision of it, but they know he left mid, so they play accordingly in bottom lane. Let's see, here comes the Desert's Curse. Sandwraith leading the way with those Sandstalkers. Cthulhu does not have a trample up for 2 more seconds. Will he end up going down? Yes, he will. The Toxin Claws from Sandwraith with those illusions doing so much work. They bring down the Cthulhu so he gets caught with the trample down. Sandwraith gonna eat an entrapment here. So that's a good kill coming out from Donkey Kong. Lord is level 6. Hag is still level 5. Lord has actually taken over the GPM, but they're still even on creeps. 29 versus 30. It's pretty identical. So 3-1 hero kill lead for Donkey Kong. 22 creep kills on the Fade is not too bad. Maybe even a little better than I was expecting. But the FA still more or less free farming. Here's a trample in the top lane. We're gonna see the Chrysalis come out. They're gonna look to turn it around on the Cersei. He does have the Deceive, but he didn't use it. That's interesting. Guess he got dusted. So didn't bother. Monarch's playing this pretty well with the early dust, the good usage of the Chrysalis. 6-minute rune will spawn Mystic Illusion rune, which will be camped here by Monarch. Looks like he might even just take it. Top lane, Sandwraith goes down. He gets caught alone while Monarch is warding and camping the rune. Mana Sunder comes out. Lord is going to be just fine though. Looks like they actually got... who got that rune? Was it one of the supports maybe? Moira is in a really offensive position now. And looks like he's going to end up suiciding himself. So Lord will get the kill. So we still see pretty much the same thing. FA on top, Hag and Lord doing about equal, Cthulhu and Sandwraith doing relatively the same, Sandwraith a little bit ahead. We do have Mirage ready to go. We'll see if they look to set up a kill on the Forsaken, who is, I would say, vulnerable to the double stuns of Fade and Luna setting up the Mirage. Don't know if they can kill Hag. Lord would have to force the blink, which I don't think is going to happen. But I'm expecting a Mirage on Forsaken in the next 60 seconds. Fade is getting close to level 6. He's gonna hit that mark right there. TP into the top lane. We have Trample going in on the Monarch. There's the entrapment. Cthulhu is in some trouble. Here comes the Bat Blast from Hag. They're going to take out one. Sandwraith might also fall now. He is going to use the Desert's Curse, but he will fall. And that's a great port in from Hag to pick up the double tap. Meanwhile, looks like we have the Reflection going out onto Fade. Here comes the Shards of Harkon. Not going to stun up the Aluna, so they will get the one kill onto the Forsaken. This was without the Sandwraith as well, so definitely having the burst between the two of them to bring him down. Moira could be in some trouble now. Fade, he did not use the Shadow Walk. Still not sure if that blocks or not. Excuse me. Cersei's going to take over Sandwraith here in the trees. She's going to use the Mirage into the bot lane, it looks like. She's going to force out the Shadow Walk from Fade. They were not able to get any kills there. A little bit surprising. Relatively slow match. We have 10 kills in 9 minutes. So they have a Rev Ward down here for the Fade. See if he can go undetected here. Aluna's going to get caught out by the Shards of Harkon. They will get the kill. Here's the Mirage from Sandwraith, though. This should be a kill on the Forsaken. They're going to pick up that kill. Monarch even ports down here as well. So they commit a lot of resources to this bottom lane. Lord picks up an invis that was not spotted by the Legion's side, so he's going to try to set up something here on the top lane as Sandwraith ports with his normal TP into the top lane. There's the Undying. Certissimo will hit. There's the stun from Aluna. This will be the one kill, and Cersei ports out. So we see the Hungry Spear picked up on Forsaken. I'm expecting that to turn into an Elder Parasite, which seems to be the go-to item for her now. Lord is saving quite a bit of gold. Typically I like to see the Berry Riddle, the early Berry Riddle, which allows him to frontline and allows his team to take team fights. We see a Mirage here. Cersei will use the Mirage. Looks like she... Where is Cersei? Fade is hunting. There's going to be... Oh, he misses the stun on the Forsaken. The power throw comes in on the Moira. That was not what they were hoping for. And Fade, he could be in some trouble now. He's going to avoid the crippling volley, but he will fall. Trample comes in on the Sandwraith. There's a cleansing wind, but no Chrysalis. Or, well, it was on cooldown, so they do lose the Sandwraith there. Got a double damage rune on Lord. I believe we just had the Elder picked up. Tower will fall here in favor of Hex. Fade ports in without reflection. He's gonna go for a light brand. Okay. So perhaps a Dawnbringer. think I would rather see the barrier idol because there's a lot of magic damage on their side. But I'm expecting this Lightbrand to turn into a Dawnbringer. I just don't know if they need more carry on their team since they have a Sandwraith already, and he is doing decently. Cersei's gonna run in here. Here comes the stun from Fade. Sandwraith ports in. They're gonna get the 1 kill onto the Forsaken Archer, and now Cersei is in some trouble. She is not dusted, but she does not have the Deceive up. She's trying to make the escape. Here comes Monarch. They will get the kill. Moira uses the Vortex here, which catches a couple. There, sets up the Bat Blast, and they're going to turn it around and get the kill onto Luna, but they don't get the second kill on the Fade. Sandwraith, he could be in some trouble, but he's going to walk down the cliff there with that Desert's Curse. And it looks like several heroes will escape on low life. Shards of Harkon hits there as Hag links in with the stun. And we'll get the kill onto Monarch. Lord had a TP, but decided not to come to this fight, it looks like. So, I think this fight was in favor of Legion, although they did get the kill on FA. So they traded 2 for 2. I guess that was in favor of Hellborn actually, since they killed the FA and they only lost their supports. Hag is on 19% hero damage. Looks like we're going to see Staff of the Master from Hag. She picks up the Glowstone. Forsaken will probably build into either a Geos or a Dawnbringer. And then a Shrunken Head. We'll see what he goes for. He will need a Shrunken at some point. Fade is hunting FA. They do not have Mirage for 15 seconds. The Reflection will be more or less out by the time Mirage is up. So we see Fade open here. Is there going to be a Power Throw coming in? Power Throw is on cooldown. I'm not too sure. I'm not too sure why Fade went when he did. There was no Power Throw and there was no Mirage for a couple seconds. It was a pretty risky play, and he didn't have the damage solo to kill him. Well, Lord will take out the tower top lane. We have the Glyph coming into the mid lane here. Cthulhuphon, he's leading the front lines here. They want this tower though. Crippling Pollen will land onto Hag. Here comes the Undying onto Cthulhuphon. He's going to trample down the cliff. The tower is still pretty healthy, so they might look to deny that. The Catapult, will it get the tower? No, they will get the deny. And look at that, Cthulhu will get a regen, so he'll go back to full. Fairly even game. Still a lead in favor of Legion. And the Fade has kind of fallen off in GPM, which is what I really expected with the farming Fade. He's not really able to get over that lower 200 GPM hump. And I think he's kind of lacking in the levels a little bit. But he's keeping up with the other offlaner as well. He's gonna go. Hag uses her blink there, but again, these heroes are a little bit too tanky to bring down. They have the Sandwraith Mirage, so if he finds the FA by himself, that would be a kill. But his Reflection will wear off. He will leave the Legion's jungle. The blink will be, or the stun will be avoided by the blink there. Lord picks up a Grimoire. Honestly, I don't like the Grimoire pickup on Lord. As good of an item as Grimoire is, I don't think this was his best choice. Okay. use the piercing arrows. They get a solo kill there on the Monarch. Moira spawns her Forge to stack the Ancients, but oh, okay, that ward doesn't actually block. So this will. Oh no, it actually does block. Okay. Interesting. Okay, doesn't look like it blocks on my screen, but that's okay. We got Portal Key on Cthulhu Font and Staff on HEX, so we can see a lot of core items picked up here from the Legion side. Looks like they're kind of ready to do either a team fight or something like the Kongor. Thunderclaw picked up on Sandwraith, Grimoire on Lord. But other than that, there is no core item picked up on the Fade, whereas they have the PK and the Cthulhu Font. That's pretty much where their golden XP lead is coming from right now. Luna gets bat blasted. She will get blinked on. Do they have the damage to bring him down? Okay, here comes the Gremlin Fallen to stop the TP. This should be a dead hag. He's gonna blink and he might. Oh my god, is he actually gonna make the escape? He might actually make the escape. Fade's coming in from the flank here. If he goes the right direction. Okay. That's going to be a kill. So they get the onslaught streak from the hag. Still 400 GPM though. Cersei picks up mana boots, which is fine. She's going to be spamming her clones. Haven't really paid too much attention to Cersei this game, but I think her annoyance level is going to start to pick up now. So it looks like Forsaken is going Dawnbringer. Probably will go Shrunken to follow it up. I don't foresee him skipping Shrunken. We see... Oh, is this going to be a puzzle box on Fade? Is he not going the portal key? Alright, maybe puzzle box for Fade this game. Haste Rune. I think they want to give it to Hag, but okay, yeah, Hag's gonna come get the haste. I feel like Lord not buying a barrier is really hurting them right now. Because they are lacking that teamfight presence. See the Veiled Rod here. Fade has the level 11, so she will pop the Reflection. She does a nice job of avoiding any potential rev wards while on her way down here. And they have Mirage and Power Throw, so they are they're hoping to get the FA here. We're gonna see the Cersei cloning the FA. Oh, if Fade goes for the wrong FA, that would be as long as he got on the reflection. 9 more seconds. He's gonna pour it on out. Lord has 2200 gold saved up. I guess Shrunken? I guess he goes for Grimoire Shrunken. The unkillable combination. So the golden XP stays relatively the same. We haven't really had any changes in the last few minutes. It's pretty stagnant of a game. Hag will get opened on here. She will get bursted down. Undying was also used, so they get the 1 kill onto Hag. She's pretty tanky, but there's a lot of damage between Fade and Lord. Luna is getting close to her tablet. Moira does not have a synchronizer, actually. I'm surprised that dude does not have a orb, considering how passive of a game this is. He usually buys it when he knows the game is gonna be kind of slow. I'm a little surprised that dude doesn't have the sync. So the FA, who has 237 creep kills, I don't know if they're taking advantage of that. They do have a locket on Cersei, but I haven't seen if he's been synced to the FA much this game or not. So Hellborn did their Kong, Legion is doing their Kong. Luna did not attempt to snipe it, so I'm a little surprised by that. I guess this Nightcrawler does not show that they were in the pit, but I feel like it should show here. But nonetheless, they trade Kong Wars each team. Actually, I guess it would drop a token, so sniping it would have been kind of bad, now that I think about it. So Cthulhu buys a Luminous Prism. I am not sure what he's going to go for with that. It could be a Sheepstick or a Storm Spirit. I'm actually really not sure. It could even be a... Okay, I was going to say Puzzle Box, but that was a little less likely. It is a Storm Spirit. I'm a little surprised by Snooki's item build route. I was more so expecting either the Staff or the Barbed. Maybe Hag will staff him, but I was expecting Barbed Armor. This tower will fall here, looks like. Lord actually picks up a Firebrand. So he's going Dawnbringer and Grimoire. I really don't like that. That's, I'm gonna be pretty frank here. I feel like this item build is not the right way to go. So we're gonna see Cersei keep cloning the FA. The supports have quite a bit of gold, but they're not buying anything yet. I am expecting Portal Key on Moira. The Cersei, I think we could see something like a Portal Key, or even something like a straight Shrunken Head could make sense. We're gonna see Cersei. I cannot see where he ports, unfortunately. That doesn't work. He ports to Fade, and it looks like Sandwraith had a dust on him. Oh man, is that gonna kill him? Oh, entrapment? Yeah, Cersei gets the kill on the Fade with the taking over of the Sandwraith. Really nicely done there. I guess it always helps when the enemy holds dust for you as well. Can't really fault Sandwraith for that though, as he is playing against the Cersei himself. We actually see the gold swing in favor of Hellborn, so in the last 4 minutes we've seen a resource swing. It looks like that's due to a couple of towers being taken out. We're going to see the real Sandwraith poured in on the Forsaken Archer here. The Undying applied from Lord. I missed if he had an Invis or a Smoke or something, but they do an excellent job of catching him. He was all by himself without any team support. So no Arcane Vortex and no counter initiation happening from the Legion side. Just a lot of split pushing going on. And that was with a Shrunken Head. It did not end up saving him. Fade is going for the Hag. Here comes the power throw from Maluda from mid lane. The second one even on top, not necessary. So the damage was there. So Lord is actually getting close to 600 GPM. So it's farming very, very well. He has overtaken FA's GPM by about 100 gold per minute. And meanwhile, they still have Sandwraith at almost 500. He picks up a Firebrand. He went straight for the Hyper Crown. which I think is pretty good considering it's been a very slow game that he's gone for this greedier route. I do think he's going to want a Nullfire Blade at some point this game, but the Geobane is quite good against the Cersei, specifically, as well as removing the Mana Sunder and the Hag debuff. So the Geobane has some great uses this game. I do think the Geobane is a solid option. I think I would like the Nullfire Blade to follow it up. Another possibility, as we see, Moira gonna get hit with the Undying here. The Mana Sunder. Lord doesn't care, he just takes down the Moira. There's an entrapment from Cersei. This is the raid boss. Here comes the piercing arrows. There's no protection from magic, and he will go down. So he does get the double tap as he takes out the Forsaken Archer. They actually end up exchanging lives, and Hag comes in with the Bat Blast. She picks up a double tap. She kills the Sandwraith and the Fade. So they take out all the cores on Hellborn. I was thinking about maybe even something like a Staff of the Master on Lord, as I do think they will need Sandwraith to be staffed this game to deal with the Cersei taking him over. I think that is one of the counterplays to the Sandwraith versus Cersei matchup. But none of their heroes can really buy staff, so I feel like it would have to be Lord this game. And if Sandwraith has to buy his own staff, that would be not really ideal. Monarch gonna get caught out here, I think doing some warding. They do a good job of bringing him down. Monarch will die here. And Kongor is up in 2 minutes for both sides. Can't believe it was actually 8 minutes ago that they did the Kongors, but time is flying by as we're now at the 30-minute mark. But yeah, Lord has fallen down to 560 now with the death. Forsaken, she kind of hovers around the 500 GPM mark as she's died a few times back to back. We're going to see Moira fall here as well as Fade. So Fade was going for a kill there. That was without the power throws or the Mirage. Just simply solo killing the support. And unfortunately, Fade's items have not changed. These have been his items for quite a while. So we talked about Fade in more of a farming style of role, and why we generally see Fade as a secondary support. He just kind of fits that role a lot better. So the Cthulhuphon, if you compare him, he has significantly more farm, and he's going to translate into more presence in the team fights. So they're actually giving more of the farm to Aluna. She's almost 300 GPM. She essentially was the secondary support, but she's basically the third core. So Sandwraith, or Cersei ports in with the Sandwraith. Kongors are almost up. I'm expecting both teams to do their Kongors very soon. Eminent Vizirin on the Hag. She picks up a Grimoire of Power to follow up her staff. I think we can see either Spell Shards or Resto Stone next on the Hag to just further amplify her Bat Blast. There is a Rev Ward down here. I don't know if they spotted the Hag. She was in fog, but if he walks up there, boy, is he's gonna find himself a surprise. They're gonna actually spot out the Fade here. Was he not? He's in Reflection. They have a Bound Eye on the Cthulhuphon. Fade uses the Shadow Walk. He lines up the stun. The Trample will miss, but it won't matter in the end. The Kongor will go to Hellborn. They trade their Fade. So they pick up the Bound Eye. I actually hadn't noticed that. I think they just picked that up recently. This is another Cersei Mirage. She's going for the Monarch here. Monarch is going to Cleansing Wind it off. I think he could have maybe... Oh, he didn't have a teleport. Oh, he did. I think he could have teleported there from the Chrysalis, with the Chrysalis being used. And he might have lived there. But he tried to Cleansing Wind himself, which was not going to save him, unfortunately. Because there is no TP stopper on the sand race, so I think he could have went for the port out there. We're gonna see Hex try to do their Kong. They're making their way over here. Forsaken is not full HP, but pop the Elders and he will get to full HP. There's the power throws coming in, too. Are going to be used. They spot it out. I don't think they're going to contest this. They don't have Mirage. So the Kong will be exchanged here. Both teams have 2 Kongs each now. Lord, 3,900 gold. I think he's going to go for a Shrunken Head. There it is. I was expecting that after the Grimoire, but he gets it now at the 33-minute mark. A little bit late, in my opinion, but still good. I would like to see him staff Sandwraith now, as I feel like having staff on Sandwraith, Sandwraith can get a Resto Stone, and then I think from there they might just be able to wipe team fights, as long as they can kill the Cersei, which is what the staff would be for. So Fade, he's in hunting position here. They do not have the Bound Eye in the area. Scout Reflection going to be wearing out here. Cersei has a Dreamcatcher. That is... I'm not too sure why. I guess it was for Lord to stop his healing, but now that he has a Shrunken, that's not going to be all that useful. So Sandwraith has 3,500 gold. So one of 2 things I think will happen. Either he'll buy a Nullfire Blade and level it up to level 3. Fade gets caught here. Okay, I wasn't expecting that. He will either buy a Nullfire Blade level 3, or he will buy himself a staff, and that depends on whether or not Lord is willing to buy him staff. So he's pulling up quite a bit of gold here. I don't think there's any items he needs to counter on the other side. I think he needs to be the one dictating how the game is kind of played. So I think his best choice is still Nullfire and Lord staffs him, but it wouldn't surprise me if Sandwraith staffs himself. We might have a fight breaking out here. Here comes the Mirage. They're going to go in on the Moira with the Sandwraith. Moira is going to get her stun off. She does not use the Arcane Vortex just yet. She will fall before using it. That will be the first kill of the team fight. Fade was dead for this engagement, by the way. Hag is going to blink and she has a haste rune. She's going to get stunned up here by a Luna. Will she end up falling? She is still very slippery. She will pop the Invis. She gets dusted, but she will blink to safety. And she did not have a Bat Blast for 25 more seconds. So they actually did more of a retreat. We see Grimoire picked up on Forsaken. Don't think that that was really necessary, but I think when the staff gets picked up on Sandwraith, I think that's when the Grimoire will make more sense. There is a Hellflower though in play, so he can remove that. It does have its uses. From the Storm Spirit on the Cersei as Fade initiates. Fade still has really no way to escape this, so I'm expecting him to fall. We have a Luna in the area, and Luna might have just sacrificed herself, but oh wow, that was a really nice deja vu, so scratch that. Jim Carrey knew exactly what he was doing there as he took some attention off of the Fade. It was actually a really nice play. We're going to see the Bat Blast come out. The Shadow Walk will not evade that, but there's the Cleansing Wind, and the Scream will be evaded as the speed will save him. So some good team support coming in from Donkey Kong. While this is going on though, Lord is going to be forced to pop the Shrunken as he's fighting FA. He might look to turn this one around. Here comes Sandwraith with the Mirage. There's the port in. Cthulhuphon is here. Will he look to line up a trample? The Dream of Madness is still not used. There it is. And it looks like... Wait, didn't I just see a purge? Okay, yeah, he did pick up a Nullfire Blade. He actually buys a Nullfire Blade level 3, so I like that a lot. So we have almost a dead even game here at the 38-minute mark. 22 to 20 hero kills. Will Cthulhu end up going down here? It looks like he gets caught out. He will fall. Hex is not done though. They're looking to try to retaliate. Moira jumps in with the Shards of Hargon. She's going to catch Fade. And this might be a kill. There's the Sonar Scream. Fade is going to try to make the escape. Another Scream comes out. There's the taunt. And Hag gets credit for that kill. Lord with another 5,000 gold. He is just a money machine this game. 600 GPM. FA on 2,500 gold. I think she'll probably finish Dawnbringer at some point, but I'm not sure if there's something else she really wants. Maybe a Wingbow could be a choice this game. Or a Gajuro even. There's the Barbed Armor on Cthulhu Font. I think they still would like to staff the Cthulhu Font. This might be the timing. He's level 16 with Barbed Armor. I think giving the staff over to Cthulhu Font would be, I don't want to say game winning, but it would be very, very solid for them. So it looks like Lord picks up a Sheepstick. They still will not have a staff on Sandwraith. So we got, okay, there's a snake bracelet. So he is going to go Wingbow, which I think is a pretty solid choice. They're going to go for the Hag here. Cthulhu jumps in, there's Moira as well. It is a big clusterfuck of a team fight here going on. The Shrunken Spot from Forsaken Cleansing Wind comes out. They actually lose the Sandwraith and the Fade, so Moira survives. I don't know how dude survives. He didn't even use his Arcane Vortex. The Dream of Madness might have came into play there, as he did get staff from Hag, so now he has that guaranteed fear effect. And there is another 2,000 gold saved up on the Hag. I think Resto Stone would be really good for Hag next. They're going to steal away Donkey Kong's Kongor here with those 2 kills. There is the power throws up. We'll see if he can get the snipe. There's 1, there's 2. He might hold on to the 3rd one. Actually, did he? Maybe he used all 3. But they actually get the kill onto. They actually get the kill onto Cthulhu Font. That's a little funny. So Cersei does pick up a portal key. They're gonna go for Moira here with the Fade. Fade gets the solo kill, looks like. There's the Wingbow purchase on the Forsaken. She does not have a buyback. Sandwraith with 2,200 gold. Um, guess he needs Savage now. I mean, it's a tough call. He could also go for a Resto Stone, and they try to kill everyone but FA. But man, he really needs staff given to him, I feel like. So we see smoked up Cthulhu Font. Sandra's got the illusions to break any veiled Rot's Fade. We'll get spotted there with the Bound Eye. I don't know if Cthulhu Font spotted him as well. Maybe he did. Moira's going to scout things out. Meanwhile, Cersei is doing a really good job of slip pushing with the Forsaken Illusions. Just gonna put a decent amount of damage here on the tower. We got Dream of Madness activated here. They're going for some kills. And Monarch, he's going to pop the crystals and the TP. It's going to get Storm Spirited though. Here comes an Arcane Vortex. Snooki will fall in the background to a Luna, who's actually outputting quite a bit of damage there with the right clicks. Wretched Hag will blink out, but she will fall to the dot of the reflection from Fate. And now Forsaken, he's in the middle of the team fight. He picks up a double tap. He's going for more. Will he be able to man fight as there are still 3 players alive? He will pick up the kill onto the Fate. It's a hat trick. Will it be a quad kill? As no, it will not. But there's the Cersei Lord Self-Forest. They will take out the real Lord Self-Forest. And Sandrith, he will make the juke here in the trees. And he will make it out to safety. Cersei going for the guess there. But not going to find him, unfortunately. Pretty hectic team fight as Fa picks up a hat trick, but Sandwraith the sole survivor for his team, and Cersei was the sole survivor for Hellborn. They actually got a buyback out of Wretched Hag too, so he's gonna buy back here and push the tower in the bottom lane. Now, there are no buybacks on the side of Donkey Kong, so they might be able to get a Rex here. We got Monarch up in 6 seconds, a Luna up in 10. There's the Glyph being forced out, and it looks like they're going to hold this one off. Cersei is going to take over the Sandwraith Illusion, and Cersei, where did he go? He went for the Rex. Okay, I'm down for that play. He might even sacrifice himself. Let's see if he, yeah, he says, screw it. I got the Rex. That's more important than my own life. I have a buyback. I'm okay with that play. That's fine with me. Fade, he's got a puzzle box level 1. Oh, we have Mirage going out. This is on the Cthulhu Vine. He's going to trample away. Here comes the Dream of Madness, though. It's going to force Sandwraith to attack him. Here comes the crystals from Monarch and the Arcane Vortex in the background. Sandwraith goes into the toilet, and now Lord Self-Forest is here. There's the Storm Spirit onto Wretched Hag from Cthulhu Font, but Wretched Hag, she will be able to blink out to safety. Moira will end up falling. And they are on the chase. They're trying to get the Hag. He's going to blink into the river here. And he will pour it on out. Cthulhu Font, he will also make the port. So they cut the losses. They only lose the Moira. Meanwhile, Forsaken, she is running off into no man's land. Looks like she wants to push the top tower, which she might meet Sandwraith very soon. She's going to show herself, but those are just the illusions of Sandwraith. We have no Dream of Madness for 45 seconds. 3,000 gold on Forsaken Archers. So she can replace the Elder. She can upgrade the Frostburn into a Dawnbringer. Buyback is most definitely still on her mind. So I think we will see the Lightbrand once she has enough gold for a buyback, which is a little bit off. She still needs some more gold for the buyback. Sandwraith buys his own staff. So this is what I was hoping was not going to happen. but it is a necessity this game, and I do feel like if they're going to have a shot of winning late game against Legion with the Cersei, that they are going to need Sandwraith to have the fear to take out the Cersei first. I was just really hoping that Lord would be able to give him the staff, because now it kind of removes the early Resto Stone possibility. Fade is going to spot out both the Forsaken and the Hag. Here comes the Mirage with the Fear. It's going to be removed immediately by the Grimoire of Power. He will pour it on out with the Sharpened Head activated, so no Mirage. Cersei is going to take over an Illusion, and here we go. Where is Cersei going to go? Most likely for the supports. He fears both of them. Is he going to get 2 kills? Yes, he is. He's going to pick up both the kills onto Monarch and Aluna. A great portion coming in from the Cersei. They're going to get the TP Stopper on the Sandwraith, and that is disastrous for Donkey Kong as a hat-trick gets picked up by Cersei with the enemy Sandwraith. They're going to get the 3rd kill on the Sandwraith there, and only Sandwraith has a buyback. He will have to buy back right away, and they are 5 players alive versus the 3 now. Wretched Hag, she will blink and she'll take the Sheepstick. She will use the Grimoire power to remove that Sheepstick. There's the piercing arrows. And this should be a Rex. She picks up a Frostbite Plate, she jumps in, she's going to get the AoE slow. Lord is stuck in that entrapment, but he does have a Shrunken ready to go. And they have the supports coming up in 10 more seconds, but this should be a Rex. And this will be Rex number 2. So it is a 2-0 Rax lead in favor of Hex now. They have all 5 respawn now. And I think if you're Hex, you just want to wait for your Dream of Madness to come back up before you take a fight. Cersei's going to take over the Sandwraith Illusion here. We're going to have Sandwraith going in once again. There's the Fear coming in. And that is going to be 2 kills onto both the Fade and the Monarch. The Aluna will survive this time, but there goes the Raxes. Oh my god. They don't have an Arcane Bomb to deal with the Illusions. Forsaken's going to pop the Elders and auto attack with the Shrunken. And I think this could be the game. Sandwraith will fall. Lord Forest will fall. That will be the Mega Creeps. The Concede Vote comes out, and Hex will take the game in a 50 at the 50-minute mark. So that will do it for this match. As I pointed out in the drafting stage, this was the only game that they actually played on this current day. So we'll call it a best of 1. It went to Hex. They played excellently from not only the draft to the gameplay with the Cersei, making the big difference here in the match. I think final thoughts on the game would be, looking back on this game, Fade as a core hero, we saw the impact that Fade had. The impact was noticeable, but the GPM was reflected in the playstyle, and that's just kind of how the hero functions, which is why we see Fade generally played as a secondary support hero, not able to translate into any kind of GPM. So essentially, Donkey Kong had 3 supports in their lineup, whereas Hex had 3 cores, with the Cthulhu font having above 300 GPM for the majority of the match. We even saw Aluna picking up more farm than the Fade, and that's just due to Fade running around with the reflection, setting up the plays. I think looking back at Lord Forest's items, I think the decision to go for a Grimoire and a Dawnbringer really it was a really big gold investment for something that didn't really help them achieve anything. I think having something like an early barrier idol to allow them to take grouped up team fights, as well as in the later stages of the game, building a staff for Sandwraith I think would have been much better. Because as we could see, despite Lord Sulfuras being uh, 600 GPM for most of the game, it didn't really translate into him being able to carry the game. So I think his items would have been better used elsewhere. Um, and that forced Sandwraith to buy his own staff, which really hurt his presence this game. I feel like uh, he would have liked to have had a Resto Stone with his own staff, and that would have helped them really secure the team fight. So those are the final thoughts on the game.